Today and tomorrow, I'm taking the scenic route to Vail because there is actually an Amtrak line from where I live in the San Francisco Bay to Colorado. You can eat, sleep, play, even shower on this train. It's often called the most scenic train ride in the world, and I've got first class tickets. Kind of. So for the next 48 hours, I'm gonna see what this bucket list journey and skiing mecca is all about. This is the least fancy way to get to the most fancy ski resort. Unfortunately, the train doesn't go that close to Vail at all, so I'm gonna have to take some buses and stuff on the other end, but we'll worry about that tomorrow because I've got some concerns for today. I am afraid of talking to people, especially when I'm stuck with them in a metal tube. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do on this 27+ hour train ride. I kinda do though. And I really don't know how I'm gonna get this bag through every leg of this journey while filming myself. Of course, this journey has some other issues, but don't worry, we'll run into those soon enough because my first concern is getting on this train. Now I live 10 minutes away, so I just gotta ride with a friend. But this bag, what am I gonna do with this bag? And this video has been sponsored by Factor. More on them later. We made it. Almost made it. Got about 20 minutes until my train leaves, which means it should be here any minute. So gonna head down there and wait for it. San Joaquin's train to Bakersfield. Done that one before. I'm already in trouble. I'm supposed to be over there. Sorry to be that guy, but you said H for the sleeper cars?
All the way down to H.
Okay.
Hotel.
All right, thank you.
I say your destination. Rookie is one stop, Reno is another. They're not the same.
This is the most organized I've ever seen Amtrak. Good job. Already got a seat. Turns out the rooms have been pre-assigned. Yeah, I have my own room.
What room you got?
I got room 7.
7?
Yeah.
Into the left, top of the stairs. Make a right. It's on the left-hand side.
Okay.
There's coffee upstairs.
Amazing. Is there a place to put this bag or just stuff it in the room?
Okay, hang on.
Okay. I'm gonna just hang on.
Yeah,
here?
hang on for a little bit.
Oh, wow. All right.
Real touch and go.
I just talked to you at Glenwood Springs and we'll open it up. Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem. There's some coffee up.
I'll be drinking it.
Okay. There's some coffee upstairs in the center of the car. Not strong, it's not weak, it's just right. Once again, there's coffee upstairs.
With my 6-foot-long, 50-pound bag safely stowed, and a surprisingly good cup of coffee safely poured, it didn't take long to notice that this is an old train, and there are absolutely some things that could be improved.
Howdy guys.
Curtis.
You're Glenwood Springs, what is it?
Yes, sir.
Adam?
Yep, that's me.
Any questions I can answer for you?
Is there a shower for these cars? Or?
Yeah, downstairs.
Now that we're on board and have 27 hours or so to relax, I can tell you about my goals for this trip. I've got train goals and I've got skiing goals. My number one train goal is just to get to Vail. My next goal, I'm going to Japan to make videos for you. And where better to figure out what I'm actually gonna do than on this train? Give you a tour of this room, give you a tour of this train, give you a tour of the observation and dining cars. See what kind of food they have on this thing. Run a mile, maybe, and a bunch of others. I promise I will give you a full tour of this room. It is pretty great. It's honestly not what I was expecting, given all the pictures and videos I've seen of it before. But this is one of my favorite sections of this track. So let's go check out the observation car.
Thank you all very much and welcome aboard.
And just like that, we're delayed. Apparently we need to cross a bridge, but it's up. So we wait. And turns out we're waiting for this tugboat to pull this barge under the bridge. 45 minutes later, it's taken us twice as long as it should have to get to this point. Not a great start, but we're treated to some of my favorite views on Amtrak. Having left the waters of the San Francisco Bay and the rolling hills of the East Bay, we're now in California's Central Valley. And that means that we aren't far from our first major stop of the journey. Here it is. Sacramento.
Once again, Sacramento. We're going to be here for approximately 10-15 minutes. If you're continuing with us, you're welcome to step off the train.
Beautiful day in Sacramento, my goodness. Fresh air stop, we got about 10 or 15 minutes before I gotta get back on the train. But since we've got a lot of time to spend on the train, I'm gonna make the most of it. I was thinking about trying to run a mile before the train leaves. Maybe next time. Got not one, but two locomotives, engines, whatever you wanna call them. It is a long and difficult trip up the mountain. For the record, I am having a fantastic time. I am so glad I bought a room. Taking a look at the skiing conditions in Vail, and it looks like we're getting some fresh snow. Fantastic news. Wonder where this goes. Goes the other side. Probably could have guessed that. I did a day trip on Amtrak a while back and came to Sacramento, and it was good fun. The train museum here is not to be missed.
Look at you, you made it back.
Made it.
You went downstairs in the station?
No, I just went to the other side to see the train.
Oh, okay.
See him detach it. In retrospect, this would be the first indication that I was not the most beloved passenger on the train. Captain's log, 10 a.m., January 22nd. Actually, is there a captain on a train? Conductor's log? Rider's log. So far, I'm really excited about my decision to get this sleeper car. It is more than twice as good and only about twice as expensive as a coach seat. I paid a little over $400 for this car, and a coach seat would have been right around $200. I could have flown. That would have been even more expensive, but it only would have taken a few hours. But I have done that before, and where's the fun in that? 3 hours in, and I'm feeling pretty good. Though we are just 3 hours in. Either way, time for a room tour. The seats themselves are enormous. This bed function effectively makes it a recliner. Tray table is a must-have in my book. This one has a checkers board. The doodads next to each seat are actually different. The forward seat has the heat control, the only outlet I've found in this entire car, and a reading light. This side also has a reading light, a music feature that simply does not work, a button to get Curtis up here, and the light switch. The door to the inside does lock, and it's got curtains for privacy. Next to the door on this side, we've got a coat rack with coat hangers, this thing to hold luggage in place, and some towels up there. Oh, and a coat rack. Over here we've got a bookshelf, a box of tissues, and what I've made my camera accessory shelf. Trash is down below. We've also got a mirror and another coat hook. Just keep finding things in here. There's another light. This is the speaker for announcements. The air is adjustable. And of course the thing that makes this sleeper car a sleeper car, the bed. This is a bed and this is a bed, but we'll talk about that tonight. This is an old train and it shows, but as old as it is, it's in pretty good shape. I'm using this area under the seat as storage. In this emergency map, it looks like half of this car is made up of roomettes like I'm in. And then the other half is larger family rooms. Oh, and sleeper cars get free water and coffee and food. We'll visit that later. This next hour or so isn't the most interesting part of this journey, so I'm gonna do some work. Specifically, figure out what I'm doing in Japan. I'm gonna ride some trains and do some Japan stuff, but just a normal travel vlog has been done so many times. So I wanna do something a little bit different. If you've got ideas, let me know in the comments. This route is bizarrely popular on YouTube, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I get it. Someday I might take the entire route and tell you about it, but just know that that has been done before. many times. I am afraid of people, and I am especially afraid of people watching me film. My greatest fear is that somebody figures out what I'm actually doing on this train. But we gotta eat. Natural Angus burger, please.
Cheddar or Swiss?
Cheddar, please.
Lunch was not bad. I got the burger, and the menu looks like this. I'll show you what dinner looks like later. I even talked to someone. Turns out people are really nice on this train. He takes the train all the way to Chicago a few times a year. But why? Because it's his time. Time he can decompress, where he's not rushing, and where he can get in the right frame of mind to visit his family. And where else can you eat lunch with constantly changing and incredible views? I'll wait. Plus they have these Amtrak napkins. How can you not love them?
And while Amtrak food is available, I'd much rather be eating this. For the past few months, maybe a bit longer, I've sort of been letting myself go. I cook a lot, but inevitably I get caught up with work and travel and video editing, and I crack. And I binge on junk food because I don't have time to make or find something that's good for you. So this year I'm focusing on my health and healthy food. I'm active, but unless I have a bit of help, my diet sucks. And a good way to get that help is with Factor 75. Factor's ready-to-eat meals are done in 2 minutes. That helps me stay focused on making these videos while at the same time eating something healthy, so I don't binge on the first fried chicken that I come across later in the day. Sound familiar? Perhaps the most surprising thing about Factor is that the meals are delicious. They're made by chefs with a ton of different options for every meal of the day. They accommodate diets from keto to vegan, and they have a ton of snack options as well. So thanks to Factor 75 for sponsoring today's video. Use my link in the description to get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box. If you want to support my channel and your health, then check it out. And back on the train, it's time for a moment of reflection. Lunch was fun. The food was... Let's compare the train with flying or driving. I think the things we should compare are the time, the cost, and the intangibles. Flying is definitely faster. Driving is even faster. The cost of flying is a little bit more, especially if you're going directly to Eagle, which is Vail's airport. Driving is cheaper if you've got a car, but the intangibles. You will never have this much space on a plane. Certainly not one that's going to Vail. This might be the lowest stress way to get anywhere. We are still late, and that could add some stress later, but for now we're fine. It really is all about the journey on Amtrak. People love to make fun of Americans for our terrible trains and because we're always in a rush. And at least on Amtrak, that doesn't quite add up. And that was our first sign of snow. I said before that I was afraid of people recognizing me, and that has happened. But it wasn't that bad. My guy Owen was super nice.
With just a bit more time before one of the highlights of this ride, let's get a quick lay of the land. In the back of this train is coach, and until today, one of only 2 cars I've ever been in. All the way at the front are the sleeper cars. You've seen my room, and I'll show you a bit more of what these cars have to offer later. Behind the sleepers is the dining car. If you're in a sleeper, meals are free. If you're in coach, meals are reasonably priced considering you're on a moving train. And behind that is the observation car. Downstairs is the cafe. They have a fairly diverse menu, most of which is pretty unhealthy. For me, that's another bonus of taking the train. And upstairs, the observation car. Massive windows and chairs facing outward give you sweeping views of the landscape. And as we gain elevation on our way up the Sierra Nevada mountains, there's no better place to be.
I'm not really sure why, but it probably has something to do with this train. I think we're about an hour behind schedule right now, but hopefully that's not a major issue. I think we can make up some time when we're going across Nevada. It's a big state with not a lot of stops. Now might be a good time to mention that I do have a bunch of connections to make once we get to Colorado. It's not quite time to freak out just yet, but that might come later.
The highlight of this leg of the journey is without a doubt the views of Donner Lake. I've been on this train 3 times in the last few months, and each time I'm struck with thoughts of just how lucky I am. These pictures will never do it justice, so do yourself a favor and try to imagine what this is like. Truckee, California, one of my favorite places. This place makes better burgers than you'd expect. This is the most fun place to get a drink. They have my favorite coffee down there, and this looks awfully familiar.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. You gonna join us for dinner in the diner?
Yes, please.
All right, cool. So I got 5:30 and 6:45.
Rider's log, 3:30 p.m. We are outside of Reno. I am pretty tired. That burger hit hard. Things are continuing to go well enough. There is a smoke detector right outside my room with a low battery. I don't know what to do about that. Dinner reservations are secured. That's good news. We'll see what they're serving. Actually, I think I have the menu in here somewhere, but that is my reservation ticket. Oh. We do have a long way to go, but that's okay. Something I didn't know until a few months ago is that the views between Truckee and Reno are almost as cool as the views climbing up the Sierras. I am getting pretty tired. If I wasn't making this video, I might just start drinking right now, but I am, so I want to keep it together. Instead, I guess I'll do the responsible thing and take a nap. We're a few minutes outside of Reno, and as soon as we get through, we are in uncharted territory. For me, anyway. I've just never been on the stretch of track past Reno. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming into Reno, an opportunity to step off the train to a breakfast area and have a cigarette. Please remain train-side for the all-aboard call. Once again, Reno.
You know, there are worse places to be, I suppose. We are just here for a quick fresh air stop, 10 minutes or so, and then back on the train. We are headed that way towards Colorado. There are a ton of people getting on and off at Reno. They said it was basically this entire rear car. I do have to get 10,000 steps in though. And that's Reno. It's a good thing my car attendant Curtis is staying on top of me, because without him I might have just missed the train. We are stopped right outside of Reno. I don't know why, but we've been here for quite a while. That doesn't mean we have no chance of getting back on track, but it certainly doesn't help. Right outside of the Reno Amtrak. This guy is just patrolling with a giant whip. All of these people seem to have fires going, and I can't blame them. And we are still waiting. Still, I'm staying positive. I have confidence that when I wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be back on track.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Hummus with pretzels and a Coke Zero in these wonderful Amtrak boxes. Am I hungry? No, I am not hungry. Not even a little bit. But if you don't snack when you're bored or stressed or for no reason at all, then you're better than me. Congrats. I don't know if this is Tesla, but I'm gonna say it's the Gigafactory. Finally leaving Reno, and we're entering uncharted territory. I really was not expecting anything from these mountains, but this is so cool. I thought we were just gonna be in the flat desert. I'm gonna go back to the observation car. When the sun goes down, the lights come up, it's dinner time, and I am nervous. I have to film my food like the millennial I am, and it sounds like it's gonna be crowded. Wish me luck. The dinner menu looks like this.
Appetizers, entrees, you get it, it's a menu, you've seen that before. I don't know what kind of magic they've got going on, but the food comes out fast. Really fast. I wanted a Michelob Ultra because I just finished the show Landman, but there's just not enough alcohol in it to give me the social lubrication I need. I got the large premium shrimp appetizer, and it was fine. I got the salmon entree, and it was pretty bad. For dessert, I got the cheesecake. Oh my goodness, the cheesecake. Honestly, some of the best I've ever had anywhere. And on a moving train, somewhere in the middle of Nevada. But the highlight of dinner was without question the Amtrak branded silverware. It took everything I had not to take these with me.
Dinner was amazing. I just sat with a lovely couple from Truckee, California, and we had a great time. I don't know why I'm so afraid of people. The food was there, but the cheesecake, delicious. But again, Amtrak is about the journey, not the food, and definitely not the shower. I'll show you that tomorrow. It is 8 o'clock and Curtis just announced that his first call for turn down service. Yeah. I'm brushing my teeth in a bathroom, but so do you. I tried watching Train to Busan, but that freaked me out. So I tried reading this book about wildfires. It's really good, but that freaked me out too. So instead I watched the season finale of Jet Lag the Game, and now it's time for bed. I thought I had a sleep mask, but I only have earplugs, so hopefully that's not an issue. Though there is just something magical about train travel.
This was a moment from earlier in the observation car, just as the sun was setting.
Never have I ever taken a shower on a train, but we're doing it now. Shower is great. No notes. Breakfast? Yes, please. Okay. All right.
Breakfast was good, comparable to an average diner. But this diner is on a moving train. And that means views. The sunrise this morning would turn out to give us some of my favorite views of this trip. Rider's log. Good morning, it's day 2. I slept all right. Could have been better, could have been worse, but it's hard not to be happy when you wake up to views like this. Got about 4 more hours on this train, and I'm gonna make the most of it. Right now we are in the middle of, I have no idea where, Utah, and it is stunning outside. So I'm gonna go check out the observation car. After that, I'm gonna make some coffee.
Now, I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, which means it's gonna be a coffee day. And they do make a good cup of coffee on board, but so do I. Since Blue Bottle is owned by Nestle, and anytime I compliment their coffee, I get yelled at, we're gonna go with something else. Now I just gotta find some water. Anyway, I could get a cup of hot water. Is that right?
Yeah.
Where is it?
on the west side of Chicago.
Well, thank you so much.
Are you okay? Need any more? Come back.
All right. Not a bad view to make coffee to. Ah, yeah. That's the stuff. We rolled into Salt Lake City last night just before 3 a.m., which is on time. Great news. Unfortunately, we are no longer on time. Probably foolish, but I had not planned for that with the connecting buses. And I think that means that I'm fucked. So this morning, I gotta solve that issue. Also gotta pack up my stuff. And obviously I have to enjoy these views. Oh my God, these views. This is one of the more well-known rivers in the country, the Colorado. The closest we can get to Vail on this train is Glenwood Springs, and we will be right next to this river until we get there. When people talk about this trip and what they remember, this is one of the highlights. Take a look at this. It's not hard to see why. After a couple hours of staring at this river and the scenery around it, I'm sad that my stop is coming up. Still, there is no denying that this is a very long journey. I have a friend who's gonna get on a plane in a couple hours in San Francisco, where I came from, and will beat me to Vail. That's right, the next stop is my stop, Glenwood Springs. When we get there, I've got to figure out how to navigate a few buses, and we get to answer the question, is the schedule posted online correct? Spoiler alert, it's not. But for now, the only thing we have to do is enjoy our last few minutes on this train.
Glenwood Springs, we've made it. We're about 30 minutes late. Nope, 50 minutes late. That's not a deal breaker, that's not devastating, but it does mean this is gonna take a whole lot longer. I'm looking at bus schedules and there are some 4 and even 5 bus options, but I'm going for a 3 bus option. And to get it, we gotta walk down that way. It's cold, it's quite cold, but sunny. It's a lovely little town. I assume there are hot springs somewhere, but we don't have time for that. I believe getting here early means that I don't think there's any chance of me missing any of these buses. I guess that's what getting here late does for me. Of course, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, you know that I'm pretty good at messing up a bus schedule. So we'll see. I don't know exactly where I'm going. 8th and Pitkin. Glenwood Springs, this is adorable. Ah, this is actually my bus. No, come on. God, I suck at taking buses. Holy shit. That is horrible news, but it's not the worst possible news. It looks like there's another bus I can take, the HGB, that will take me to the same place in about 35 minutes. That's what I wanted to get on, but I can get on that one instead. Man, I cannot believe that. Well, anyway, we got some waiting to do. I wonder what this T on a cable is attached to the bus stop sign. Somebody let me know. Checking out the bus schedules, and it looks like my next bus might be called the Bustang. This 4 bus option is actually kind of tempting, and it would get me there faster, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the 3 bus because I've got this giant bag. Thank you. West Glenwood Park and Ride. I thought about walking over here and I'm glad I didn't. That would have been a terrible walk. Now I'm looking for the Bustang. Made it. At the bus stop, just waiting for the Bustang. 2:30 was wrong. Should be 1:30? 1:45? I have no idea. Well, I guess I'm just sitting here until something with Bustang written on it picks me up. It is freezing up here. I think I might have to switch hats. Now that we're out of town and up on this hill, we are exposed to the wind, and I am not capable of handling Colorado temperatures. This is kind of sad. A tiny child is missing their glove. Is this the Bustang? Nope, don't think so. I think I figured it out. The west line going eastbound, that's us, and the next one is at 1:45. Oh man. So had I made that bus in Glenwood Springs, I'd have been on the 1 o'clock. I still have no idea what this is for. Is it? Oh, I think this is it. How you doing? Are you the Bustang?
Yeah, I don't leave until 3:15 though.
Okay. Oh, 3:15?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is there another one coming?
There should be one, yeah.
All right, thank you. So that was the Bustang, but apparently that's not my Bustang. I am freezing, so maybe I am gonna run that mile after all. Picked up some mud, but that's all right. It feels like quite a long shot, but I do hope the Bustang has a bathroom. No way. I have the Bustang all to myself. How do I choose a seat? So far the Bustang is a 10 out of 10. I get the entire thing to myself. There is one woman joining us, but I'm sure she's nice. And there is a bathroom. This says that they're hiring in case I need a job. Time for a Bustang tour. I think so. Power outlets, nice. I will definitely use those. Tray table. More cup holders down here with seat back storage. These seats are fine. Nothing really to write home about, but I think they recline. And all sorts of stuff up here. Bathroom, absolutely spotless. Great job, Bustang. The Bustang does in fact have password secured Wi-Fi, and it is shockingly fast. We've got about an hour on the Bustang before we get to our next bus. If anything exciting happens, I'll let you know. I know we've got a couple more obstacles to face once we get off this bus.
I think this is my friend arriving from San Francisco into Eagle. Clever. Just a few minutes left to go, and we've basically made it.
Blue line and red line, that is not it. I need the purple line. Avon Station, this is it, this must be it. Something smells incredible, and I think it's that. Bustang driver confirmed that I was smelling the Mexican food truck over there. Oh my goodness, it smells great. She said torta, carnitas, the way to go. We might be coming back. Bustang gets a 10 of 10. I would take it again in a heartbeat. Incredibly nice driver, great service, here on time. What more can I say? Is that it? I don't think so. Hello. Excuse me, do you know where I get the Highway 6 West line? Is that?
On that side.
Over that side? Okay, thank you. Well, I was in the wrong spot and I missed it. The good news, should be another one in 20 minutes. If we've learned anything, it's that I suck at taking buses.
Hey.
Thank you. Closer now than we've ever been. All I have to do now is get across this highway. Safe Light Repair is gonna set a pick for me. I thought we were in that together, but I guess not. All right, here's my chance. Oh my God. Believe it or not, the thing I was most worried about for this entire trip was getting through this gate. Here's the gate. Vail, we made it. Now the real fun begins. My goals for skiing are pretty straightforward. Number one, get to the top. Check, that's done. Number two, ski a black diamond. Number three, get a long sleeve shirt for my girlfriend. We got some work to do on that one. And number four, give you an idea of what this place is really all about.
Vail is the stuff of legends for a reason. The resort is massive, the terrain is incredible, and you can sort of get there on Amtrak. Unfortunately, there's one goal that I wasn't able to achieve. I never did get that long sleeve shirt. And you're about to see why. But first, if you like this video, hit subscribe and check out this one, where I make a similarly questionable choice about taking Amtrak somewhere it doesn't really go.
Well, it's been a couple days and it's been lovely, but I think we're dealing with a sprained ankle.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
That's not bad at all. I was expecting that to be much, much worse.
Well, I'm glad for you.